Hi everyone, welcome to One Six Figure Focus, and in this video, which contains copious amount of enabling, FOMO and hype, we've got to talk about, yes, the Hot Toys Bane 2.0 from The Dark Knight Rises. Let's get started. Folks, today is a big deal. I've given you the disclaimer. I'm extremely excited about this. Come on, it's the Dark Knight trilogy, it's the Dark Knight Rises, it's Tom Hardy's Bane, it's a 2.0 that's not just a straight up re-release in a new box. They've actually gone and improved it, because let's face it, whether you like 2.0s or reissues or not, that original Bane needed a reissue. It seems that they've gone and fixed everything that we've wanted them to fix. We've got to take a look at this. So, first of all, this is a pre-order product. It's $309 and it's due to ship sometime between January and June of next year, 2024. So it's a year away at least if they stay on target. Let's just take a quick look at everything that he comes with first of all. And look, it looks pretty stacked. So first of all, can we just say, wow, look at the actual physique. This looks screen accurate. The last one, if you remember it, was really skinny. The arms were skinny, the arms were jointed, and it really looked plasticky. It looked like a skinny guy in a life jacket, as opposed to here, this guy's an absolute tank. He's a tank. He's filling out that combat vest, whatever you want to call it. So, $309 pre-order product. It has the newly crafted mask and costume. I really like the detail in the mask. We'll take a look at that later on. Of course, there's the costume as well, with all the belts and stuff like that, all the little buckles and the little red tags and stuff like that, and the straps, that kind of military style. I don't know, is that kind of a bulletproof vest or something like that, or just like a military style vest. Separate rolling eyeballs function. They just, like, that wouldn't have really mattered if they'd done this right, and they've just gone and thrown that in there for good measure. Two different style of jackets. Like, I did not see that coming. So you've got when I think of Bane, I think of this jacket here, the long jacket with the kind of big pop collar and the kind of sheepskin, inside in the collar and inside in the vest itself. I'm very excited about this, just in case you haven't noticed. Then you've got the old Paris Fashion Week, really chic look that he's got. I believe he wears this during the scene where he's talking to Ben Mendelsohn's character, and he kind of puts his hand on his shoulder and kind of says, do you think you're in control before snapping the guy's neck? Absolutely. So first of all, seamless arms. That's probably the main thing wrong with the last Bane, where you could say maybe he was too skinny, the physique was too skinny, the arms are too skinny, and the jointed arms. They were the three big complaints that I heard a lot of people saying, and it was the reason why I didn't go back chasing it, and I customed my one. I suppose not custom, it's kind of more of a kit bash. I bought an M35 Fison body. The problem with that is it's not like Bane. It's basically an Arnold Schwarzenegger style body from like the first Terminator movie. That's how I would think that's the best comparison. And Bane, although he was an absolute unit in this movie, he was more stocky. Like, his arms are kind of bigger. He's more kind of a rounded, stockier guy, and he even had a bit of a belly here, and I think they've captured the chest and the kind of traps and the arms a lot better in this. There's no competition compared to this and the original one. It has a base. I think the legs were quite skinny in the original Hot Toys release. So you've got the kind of combat pants as well. You've got the broken cowl and a few swap out arms, and quite a few swap out arms as well. I'm just going to take a look at the upgrades specifically before I look at all these individual photos. So here, this particular photo, they completely outline and highlight. This is just good marketing. You're highlighting why this is better, or why this is an improvement on the original release. New specialized muscular body designed for Bane. So it's a metal skeleton underneath, and it's a silicone body. Now, I don't know, does that make it more or less susceptible to splitting? I think maybe we won't know until it's released, and maybe even to like a year or two after, to see under what conditions, if it splits or not, and if people have it in like poses. A lot of people are going to want to pose it like this, holding the collars or the straps on the vest he has here, because that's like an iconic Bane style pose, with or without the coat. So we won't really know. I do believe that they're trying to improve the bodies, and that it might be less likely to split, but I don't know until I actually get it in hand and just basically mess around with it and leave it there for a year. Seamless design from neck to arms. I love this. So you can see here, it's like, I know I'm being a bit of a fanboy here, but I have to point out the shortcomings. On the left here, this wrist, it looks unsightly. I'm not gonna lie, it absolutely looks unsightly. You can't see it here obviously because it has this kind of like a gauntlet or kind of a glove type of thing on the right, which is screen accurate, but on the left you can see that. Does it bother me? Absolutely not. As a deal breaker? Absolutely not. I'm still hyped for this particular release. I cannot wait for it. I wish it was just released now. But yeah, it is a bit unsightly. I wish they'd actually done, they really impressed me with the seamless body for She-Hulk. And although I'm not getting that figure, I was really impressed with how seamless the wrist pegs looked. You couldn't really see him, or definitely a lot less. You could see him a bit, but maybe that's because she's green, or maybe they used a different technology. But yeah, that is a little unsightly. It's a minor gripe. I'm absolutely nitpicking here. So seamless design from neck to arm, so there's no joints on the elbow, there's no joints on the shoulders or the neck. It looks super. Look at the comparison here. I'm going to zoom in because I really want to compare the two of these. Look at the difference. So the original release is here on the right. This is the MMS689, and this is the new announcement that just went up there yesterday, the MMS689. And in fairness, there's a big difference. Like, you know, this is the 183 on the right, and then now this latest announcement, the 689, the movie masterpiece series 689. The arm is so much bigger. There's a lot more definition on it. It looks more screen accurate. Even the texture, because of the silicone body, it actually looks more flesh-like. Where here you can see the shine, it actually looks very plasticky, and that joint is very unsightly, and it's just too skinny. It looks like a skinny guy in a life jacket. Where here even the chest is a different design and the traps in the back. Yeah, really happy with that. And then the inner metal skeleton with enhanced articulation range. Let's just take a flick through some of these photos. They've thrown in the separate rolling eyeballs function, which is a great touch. Wouldn't be a deal breaker if they didn't have it, but I love the way they've gone and included it. Because let's face it, his mouth is covered, his nose is covered, a lot of his face is covered. He acts a lot with his eyes as well and communicates with that. I just think that's a great touch as well. Loving the newly updated paint application and design for this mask. All the silver bits here and the red and all the texture here. Even the texture in this part in between the strap. And I was on a live stream just there with 16fix and Trevor, 16 Shooter. You can even see the cheek, the mask presses up against his cheek, and it's starting to, the flesh is starting to push out through it, which is screen accurate as well. You can even see it at certain points here and here. So obviously a bit of pressure from that mask on his face. Love this. Like initially, when I think of Bane, I think of this coat. I think of, you know, Tom Hardy, the mask, you know, and just this pose in the coat, and I think that would be a fantastic looking display. But later on, they have him posed without it on the base. We'll see it later on that he comes with holding the broken mask, and I'm like, you really have 3 different ways of displaying this, and that doesn't include the infinite poses you could do. Bit of a pressure bend there. I'm not sure how comfortable I will be keeping it in really bent elbow poses for long periods of time. I think I'm going to be cautious with this figure because it's just so good looking that I'll want to keep it for as long as I can without damage. I think a lot of people are going to buy the DX19 just to do this pose. I think the DX19 is just too good just to do this pose, but yeah, no harm posing up like that every now and then. Looks super. Like, it is an iconic scene. I know iconic is a word that gets said a lot, but look, these movies are awesome and they will stand at the test of time. Looks great. Just the overall physique. Even the legs, I think, are better proportion. All the straps and the pockets on and the knee pads, I think they're better proportion than the other one. You see a bit of that base coming through. Really like the paint applications. I hope the paint applications don't soften. I picked up that battling version Spider-Man from No Way Home. The paint applications on that have definitely softened. Still a cool looking base, but I just wish they kept the detail here. Now this coat, I think the Nightmare Batman Superman 2-pack, they improved the coat. I think they changed the material because I think the original one was some sort of pleather. It was peeling a lot. There was issues with it, so people were ordering, like, I think it was like a Hot Toys replacement coat. If I'm wrong about that, let me know in the comment section down below. This one here, then the new Nightmare Batman, they improved. I believe they improved the coat. And this here, I'm hoping that this is not just a pleather material. I hope it's like, I don't think it's leather. I've seen nowhere or read nowhere that it's leather. I don't know if it's leather. I'm not saying it's leather. I've heard people speculating, but to be honest, I'm skeptical. I'm going to assume it's not, but I hope that if it's not leather, that it's not pleather and it's like some sort of upgraded material so it doesn't you basically fall apart. Thought it was funny that they included this. Like, this is not the look that I would normally go for Bane, but it still looks pretty cool. It's kind of a more fashionable coat. So there's like 3 different, like, you've got this look, you've got the shorter coat look, which I'm guessing is not leather, because if it was, they'd tell us. Or then you have just the, you know, arms out, and let's face it, the arms are so well done with that seamless look and more of like a flesh-like tone. The muscle definition, the proportions, the veins on it. I just think this is a bloody good release. This is such a good surprise. I did not see this coming. I know people, like, they went back and they fixed the DX19, they upgraded it. It's a lot better than the DX02, it's a bit better than the DX12, the cape is actually quite good in it, the head sculpt is fantastic, all this actually blah blah blah, and it's the right height. Then they've announced the Catwoman, which we'll wait and see if it's better. Hopefully it will be better than the 1.0. It's only a matter of time for it to do with Joker, I'd imagine. So this is not a major surprise. However, the surprise to me is that they've gone and fixed, they've listened, they haven't just turned on the printing press and churned out a 2.0 with the joints and all that kind of stuff, because I think there'd be just mayhem if there was. This looks great. 309, I think, for what you're getting. You're getting, like, you know, it's a rolling eyes function. Better new design on the mask and the outfit. The seamless arms, the improved body proportions, the definition and the detail in the veins and the arms, the 3 different jackets, well, sorry, 2 different jackets, and then obviously this look here, the broken cowl, the paint apps and stuff on that on the base. For me, the only criticism I have is this joint here, and I will just get over it. Love it. Even the back there, you've got the scar in the back of the neck. I'm not sure that the original one have that. If it did, let me know in the comment section down below. Just these proportions just look a lot more, and looks great with the DX19 there as well. This is one of my favorite photos because it just shows like how thick the guy is. Like, just like his head even looks small compared to his body, which is screen accurate. Like, look at the neck and the traps here, just looks huge. The chest, bit of definition there around the breastbone, the clavicle. You've got the big shoulders and stuff like that. Just all around, this is a great announcement. This is like this is the most exciting announcement that I've seen in a long time. This is as close to a dope was going to get. Haven't actually doped it. It's going to happen. That's the end of the video, folks. If you want to support the channel, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment. Let me know if you're picking this up or not. Let me know if you're excited about this or not. Let me know what you think of the price. You can also follow me on Instagram and on Twitter. That's it. That's the end of the video. See you in the next one. Good luck.